Right, hi there. Welcome to this week's Accelerate podcast, running shorts. We've only got about 10 minutes. We've got to get it done because we're going home and down the pub.
Yeah, a bit of a hiatus from the last few. Various holidays, people thinking they can have time off.
Yeah, who do that?
I know, it's terrible, isn't it?
No, I'd never think about that. I don't think I went
have
on
another
that.
one?
Yeah, I'm going to miss my holidays. Something happened.
Yeah, we've got some exciting news to talk about. A few
Yeah.
bits has happened.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what do you
And
want to
it's
kick
Friday.
off with? And it's Friday.
Yeah,
So, there might be a crash halfway through.
I've done that.
This is post-nap podcast.
Do you think that's allowed? Can we just fall asleep?
I'm not sure people will be interested in that.
No. I can't think of anything appropriate to say now.
No. Do you want to start with shoes or what you've been up to? I guess they both tie in a little bit. Oh,
Well, I've been running.
been running,
I've been on holiday.
been on holiday.
Ran in some shoes.
Yeah,
That was good.
nice,
Was on footpaths that didn't exist. Middle of Wales,
lovely.
which was great.
Seen some amazing photos from it. Looked like you had
Yeah,
the
really,
place
really
to
good
yourself.
time. Yeah, it absolutely did. Apart from a sheep and some deer.
Oh, how
And that was it. No, and a couple of places and hills I've not been on before. Not particularly big ones, but didn't matter.
yeah,
But it's just really, really good.
nice.
So, absolutely corking. So, you've had a bit of time away. You've been running in Isle of Man.
Yeah,
So,
that was cool.
yeah,
nice.
both done some stuff, haven't we, really?
Yeah, and Harry decided to have a week off as well.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's terrible, really.
Holidays, who
Yeah.
needs them? However, while I've been doing that, I've been playing in some shoes. We've had a couple of new ones. You've been playing in some shoes.
Yeah, I got.
And
cool.
you've been racing.
Yeah.
You did a thing in York.
Race,
What did you do in York,
Yeah.
Harvey?
race the 10k in York, which went quite well, really well. Ran a PB.
Quite well. I was quite pleased.
Yeah.
Actually, I was really pleased.
Yeah, I think we all were. So I ran a PB, which was really good. It's felt like a long time coming. Well, not a long time coming, but it's felt like it's been there for a while.
Yeah.
So nice to do it. And I came second, which is always good. Again, yes. Lots of seconds this year. 2 for 2.
Yeah.
So-
Well, 2 races, 2 PBs, 2 seconds.
Yeah, not bad so far. But no, it's really good. It was quite a fast first half and then kind of went through a park and lots of double backs in the second half, which made it a bit of a slog.
It's very twisty second half because when we saw you sort of like ran over a bridge, dropped down, turned 10 metres, turned 10 metres, turned,
Yeah,
ran through the park another half a k, turned up a bit, turned. Oh, and there he is, popped out again.
yeah. So kind of minus all that.
You were running backwards at that point.
Yeah. Well, I did a little 360 heel click.
Is that what it was?
But no, it didn't really slow down. Lost maybe 15 seconds in the second half, which, considering the course, is pretty good. And just really good effort. Felt nice throughout.
So what time did you run?
31:36.
And how much of a PB was that?
It's about a minute. So
That was all right then, wasn't it?
yeah, not bad for. Well, it's like 2 minutes from the start of the year, which is pretty
That's
good.
pretty good. And then Jonesy was there too.
Yeah, kind of consolidated. I think ran within a second of his PB.
Yeah, it was. Literally was that much. And also, give the guy his due. He's had
He was
trips
in America.
work trips abroad to America and big storms, so he couldn't train properly. Family, which is
Yeah.
obviously very important to him, so that kind of took a bit of precedent over his half marathon. Missed a little bit of training, but also wasn't getting along to obviously joining in with you guys. So actually to still run,
Yeah, definitely.
smack on your PB, I don't think he can. Well, I know he's happy with that. Well, it was great. I was really pleased.
Yeah.
And again, just testament to his background of what he's been doing. So
Yeah.
it was good.
And I think
Good
there's
result.
A big jump coming from some point soon. Just needs to.
I think so. Consolidate your strength work.
Yeah.
And I think there's a couple of things we need to do next year with that. We've had a chat. He's on board. So we'll do that sort of in November, December time.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's looking good. Looking bright and more to come.
Elliot, which is a guy you coach remotely, has ran some pretty quick 15s for him,
Yeah,
which
and
is cool.
I think he's a young lad as well, and sometimes from a coaching point of view it's a little bit difficult, but he was just really struggling with I guess the club coaches he's got, and we're seeing what we were doing. I know through my family down there, and he's run a 4:12 1500, which I think was 15 seconds or so off, if not a little bit more. So he's really pleased.
Yeah.
He's done really well, and he's equalled it as well. Yeah, he's
last
equalled
night,
it. Yeah. And that was off, and that was off a very quick starting race.
Yeah.
So he's going to send me through the video, so I'm waiting for that. But no, Elliot's doing famously well, really good. So he tells me he's going to come up and have a week with you guys.
Ah, bro.
Which will be good.
Yeah.
Which will be good.
And then everyone else, I think, is just ticking over. Not many other people have raced.
No, I've had no races. Had a good round of lactate testing, which is we were seeing an average of 1.5. With the average worked out 1.5k. Speed improvement on previous year and a year ago. And obviously for yourself that was nearly 2k.
Yeah.
And didn't break the treadmill, but we had a go.
Got close.
Yeah, and then the other big shift was Hugh.
Yeah.
It just that. Well, he should have raced this week, but he's had a stomach bug, which has been a shame. But I reckon he would have PB'd again at that.
Yeah.
I really do. He was just motoring in training. He just looked so easy, didn't he?
Yeah. We did some 1500 work together, and that was hectic for me. I think your exact words were, Harvey looks like he's trying really hard, and Hugh doesn't.
Yeah, he was still floating. But yeah, we'll see if we can find him another race, and then I think if we can, in a couple of weeks, we'll see how he is. But yeah, I'd imagine he's a bit disappointed, but knowing Hugh also quite realistic.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll catch up with him in a week's time. So onwards then, shoes.
Yeah.
Out of interest, interesting, you ran in the Mizuno carbon shoes again at your race. That's second or third race in them? I think you might, apart from a time trial or two.
Second. It's the other 10k I did at the start of the year.
Okay, what do you think?
I love them. Yeah, I think they're potentially a bit too cushioned for me over 10k. I would have worn this Flash, but I didn't have a pair in my size. And the pair that I do have has done way too many miles.
Okay.
Which probably for that course they're a little bit nicer with the corners, but I can't say much wrong with them. There was one bridge where I thought I was going to snap my ankle, but I think that's just carbon shoes trying to turn 90 degrees.
Yeah, that's stack, isn't it?
Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, they were really sweet. Came off it pretty well legs-wise, and then felt fast throughout it. So, yeah, can't say they hindered me at all.
Yeah, I mean, must admit, getting some good feedback on that shoe in the store.
Yeah.
Well, you know me, it's my favourite because it doesn't seem to change movement so much with any of you, which is still fairly important, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. Okay, no, it's just interesting to see what you I hadn't actually asked you, so I was interested.
Yeah, I think if I'd have got them, I might have worn the Flash, just because it's that bit more low profile from what I've been training for 10k. For half, I think I'd still go pro, but yeah, the Flash is pretty light still. It's quite stripped back, and it's a bit less under your foot, so it feels like you can
more natural,
push a bit more. Yeah, and especially with lots of corners, it's quite a nice shoe for that.
Okay,
but
Debs, order a pair of Flash in his size. Let's give him a go. Flash. Savior of the universe.
But yeah, if
that wasn't rehearsed at all either.
Too much time together. It's really throwing me.
Yeah, don't forget it. Shoes.
If we start with your ultras, because we touched on those a little bit before. I think, in short, you're loving them because I see you in them lots.
Those.
The Escalante.
Yeah. If you remember, I don't know how many podcasts a while it was ago, but it was one holiday ago. We talked about me running in less is more shoes because I find all the big stacks a little bit kind of weird under my foot and I just don't enjoy it. So we went for a Scott Kinner Blue RC3, which has a 3mm stack height. Still got those on test. Saucony Sinister, which is effectively a racing shoe with a 6mm drop. Out testing in them last night, which was the Nevos Elements, which has just had an upgrade, which we'll talk about later, or not tonight, but another session. And then The one that I keep popping on my feet and just going, I like running in these, is the Ultra Zero Escalante. And despite the fact that it's almost a slippery, fashiony upper, for want of a better description, I just keep putting them on my feet and going for a run in them and thinking I'm happy in these.
Yeah.
And really do enjoy them. So that's got a stack height of, I'm just going to check my notes, 24 mil.
I was going to say 25, so not far.
Yeah, so it's 24 mil. It's one of those midsoles I can see people are either going to love or hate. It doesn't really feel like it gives much back, but it allows you to do the work. And I have to say that my first 2 or 3 runs in them, I knew I had hamstrings again.
Yeah.
I could actually feel I was pushing in the shoe and not fighting it. And I've just kept wearing it. And even just there's been a desire to want to knock around in it. And I've tried not to because I'm trying to keep it as a running shoe.
Yeah.
So if you like the idea of something stripped back and you like the idea of the fact that when you run, you give it a push, you do the work, or you want a shoe that's just going to help you from a point of view of, I'm having to run a little bit harder to get a return out of it, which will then benefit you come race day, I reckon it's worth a go. I think it's worth trying on. Other things I did like about it is that big wide toe box that they have. I always find it funny when they say it's a foot shape. Aren't your shoes foot shaped? You don't want a head shaped shoe, do you really? But what they mean is obviously that extra width across. And it does actually accommodate the feet really nicely and allow the feet just to spread. So yeah, I really like those.
Die Sinister.
The Sinister, yeah. That's the lightest of them, and obviously of the 2 road shoes.
Are you saying it's the lightest shoe you think you've worn?
For a long time, yeah. I don't know whether it's the lightest shoe I've ever worn ever. It's the lightest shoe I've ever worn with that much midsole, that much stack. I did actually forget I had them on when I've run in them, and I have actually gone out there and done some 300s and 200s in them. I think just to enjoy myself, really.
Yeah.
And just to see how I felt the shoe responded. And I forgot I had them on. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I still think am I gonna love it or not? It's work in progress. It's this midsole, isn't it? It's this coffee cup Pebax foam midsole. It kind of crushes under your feet, cushions, then stops doing anything because it's like it's firmed up and you can't compress it anymore.
Yeah.
So it kind of allows you to run off it. But I didn't ever feel like there was any. People talk about the energy return off it. I didn't get any sense of that. And it's not what I would, in my terms, it's not responsive. I still didn't feel boingy in it.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel flat in it. When I first went out, I was actually a little bit slappy in it, and it took me a minute just to almost adjust how I was putting my foot down a little bit more.
What did you change to get away from that?
Just tried pulling my foot down a little bit quicker underneath me, which was easier at pace than it was sort of at warm-up pace. But yeah, it was. I can see why people would like it, and I think if you wanted a track day or almost like a tempo-y shoe instead of wearing carbon, I think it's quite nice. I can see why people would want it.
Yeah, I think that's quite a good praise.
I didn't get excited, but I didn't not like it, if that makes sense. So yeah, all right. I just wonder how that would feel if it had a firmer traditional EVA injection molded midsole. Probably more like that, or more towards the Scott Kinnabaloo, which when I bring those in, we can go through the 2 traily type shoes. Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of where I got to with those. But yeah, it's good. See your feet through the shoes if you wear the wrong different coloured socks.
Need to be very bright socks to see through them.
Yeah. I've got some nice bright ones and I could see my feet.
Nice.
Quite exciting.
Yeah.
You've been testing a shoe?
Yes. From
The new normal.
New normal. Chirac, which is they're kind of like slightly racier tune shoe.
It's got too much midsole. Sorry, it's old school, isn't it?
Old school.
Oh man, again.
Yeah, but it's 3.5mm lugs, so it's not massive lugs. But I've been amazed how grippy it is, and how durable. Like I've put a lot of miles into my pair already,
Yeah.
and they seem to be holding up really well.
So you had them on last night on hill reps.
Yeah, on the road.
Yeah.
They're just for me they felt like I wouldn't change much about them. I found the toe box a little bit wide. I chucked an insole in,
Okay.
just because they felt a bit roomy for me.
So quite a lot of volume.
Quite a lot of volume for how they look initially. You'd think they'd be a lot tighter.
You got quite slender feet though.
Yeah, I'd maybe half size down, but I think the length might be a bit short. So it's just something to bear in mind that they've got quite a bit of space in the toe. But yeah, midsole wise, they feel like nice to plod in if you just want to jog, or I've been wearing them for some sessions if it's kind of traily bit of road, and they've been amazing. Yeah,
How'd your legs feel after running?
kind of fine.
Okay.
No different to normal. They just let me push how I want to. They feel really light.
I feel like I want to try those.
Yeah, and I've been amazed by how grippy they are for quite small lugs.
I think there's who is it that's done the research on lug depth, and even in muddy conditions, I think the feedback was even 6mm is more than what people in a lot of cases need.
Yeah.
And 8mm is almost overkill.
I think if you're running quick, it's your foot's hardly on the ground anyway.
But
so
I can see why they would talk 8mm, because obviously if you're going to wear the stud away as well.
yeah, it's effectively 6 after 3 months, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no, I've been really, really impressed.
So is it more of a hybrid shoe, do you think, as opposed to just a trail shoe?
I've been using it for some of my morning runs, which are basically all on the road, just because of how comfy they are.
Because back in the day, we would have
look at the Dixons on my feet. They're
exactly. Well, they would be purely for the road, but you've actually got old road shoes where it would have a lugged outsole, so you could go where you like in them, but they were always designed road first.
Yeah, I struggle finding a shoe that I can wear for everything, and these feel very close to that.
Yeah,
and even wandering around after a run, they don't feel awkward or weird on my feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know we get a lot of support from Scott, and I know you're a big fan of the Kinnaballoos, the RC Ultra.
Yeah.
Comparative to that?
This feels nicer running faster. I find the Ultra a little bit heavy at higher speeds, as opposed to the RC,
which is designed for the high speeds.
Yeah, so it's this feels a little bit more across 2 shoes as opposed to Scott's, where they've got 2 options. So, yeah.
Yin and yang.
Yin and yang. You've got this all in one, almost. It's not quite as good as both of those, but it's in one shoe.
Okay.
So kind of both feel...
And there's obviously a good environmental story to that shoe as well.
Yeah, which is cool. But yeah, I've been thoroughly impressed with it. The fact that I keep wearing it says a lot.
That says a lot then, doesn't it?
Because at the minute I kind of have 2 or 3 pairs of shoes on the go.
So have both got new favourite shoes?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how long it lasts. That'll be the super tracks are pretty much unkillable.
See what the next shiny silver dollar is.
Yeah, that's the one. And then, last but not least, you have had it more of a coachy shoe, but I think you've done some runs in it.
I have done some runs in it, actually.
Which is the Scott Explore.
Yes.
So again, another good environmental...
Yeah, and if you've got the box there, it actually says what's in it. Oh,
Harry's going to read it out for us.
Again. Hang on, I'll put my glasses on because one of us will need this, won't we? It says on the front, resource by Scott, 46% eco content by weight, 100% recycled content upper, laces and footbed.
That's good.
Why aren't all laces in all shoes recycled? Just a question. That's it. Partially recycled midsole.
Mm-hmm. I think it's 26%.
Yeah, and outsole. And you also get a little QR code so you can go and find out more. I think we've got a lot of this information on the website anyway, haven't we?
Yeah.
So that's good. So this is the shoe. And I'm quite sure that Harry, when we finish this, will probably put a bit more closely uppy stuff and some links somewhere. Has he fallen asleep behind that camera?
He does look very relaxed.
Throw something at him. Usually works. So the insole, if you actually took it out, looks no different to any other insole.
No.
Okay, it's an Ortholite Eco X40, whatever that means. Sounds grand, doesn't it? It's only an insole. I think what I quite like about it is this woven knitted, whatever it is, knitted upper. It's soft, and it kind of just fits around your foot.
Yeah.
So it feels a little bit like the Ultra. So it's the same geometry of the current Pursuits I'm fairly certain, in Scott's range.
It looks lower profile.
I think it's the same
Oh.
profile. I think. Can check it, I'm fairly certain. I think there is a change to the moulding, but other than that, I think it's the same. Because of the recycled content, you will lose that almost brand new boingy feeling you get from a midsole. I think with the emergence of recycled content in shoes, folks, we're going to have to get used to that. We've already seen it in rain jackets where they're trying to get rid of the forever chemicals. The quality of the technical nature of the jacket is taking a step back by quite a few years to come forward, and I think we're going to see this particularly with midsoles. That said, I found the midsole firm but cushioned. I didn't feel at the end of any runs that I need to go and have a cold bath and give the old legs a bit of a shake out because they were sore or anything. And I found the shoe more like what I would call my type of responsive.
Yeah.
But one of the things I've been searching for a while, has been a shoe that I can actually spend all day in and not get achy feet. I spend all day in this and I don't get achy feet.
That's good.
So I've been coaching in it pretty much non-stop. And then the only time I've been taking it off is I've been coaching in the studio room downstairs. So overall, that for me is getting a thumbs up. Right, who's it designed for? It's designed as, I would say, low mid-mileage shoe.
And what would you quantify that as?
I'd say if anybody's doing around 20-25 miles a week, it'll be spot on. Yeah, it might stretch to 30. Or a second shoe if someone's doing a little bit more and they just want a different feel and a looser fit around the upper. As in the fit. I wouldn't put it down as a racing shoe compared to modern shoes. I think if we went back 20-25 years, we might be saying it feels almost normal. From an outsole grip point of view, I've had it out there in the rain as well. I've not noticed anything I should be panicked about. But the fit, the collar, the upper, the way it just sits on my foot, I really like.
Yeah.
But like I say, for me, it's just not coming back and having achy feet when I've spent all day in them. And I think if people also perhaps just want, I'm going for a warm down after a race and a shoe they can just carry on relaxing in, to me it fits that bill.
Yeah.
And I know we sold a few and certainly nobody's gone, "Ugh." You know, I just think it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had a play in it.
They fit quite big, so we didn't have a small enough size for my
problem
little
solved.
feet. Yeah.
Have you had a play in those yet?
Not yet, no. But no, they felt pretty nice on my foot. Just quite wide, spacious, like just nice, chilling.
Yeah. So that's it, folks. That's the Scott Pursuit Explore. If you're thinking eco, I would say explore it. It's certainly worth pursuing. No? Pursuing?
Yeah, pushing it a little bit. It
bit.
is slightly less stack height than the Pursuit.
It is slightly.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's 4 mil less.
That might be also why I like it. Then.
Yeah.
Getting a little bit lower. Or, you know, if you just want something more leisure orientated to give it a try, do so. We can't get them at the moment, but they are due to be available in white, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's coming middle of September.
Yeah, and I quite fancy a white pair, just in time for winter.
Perfect.
Perfect, just what you need. Oh yeah, the other thing is I did get them wet, and they dry quite quick.
It's good. Oh, it looks like quite an open mesh.
Yeah, it wasn't really any sort of issue, and I think in the winter as well I can get a fluffy pair of socks on in there.
Perfect.
Just what I need to keep those tootsies warm. So yeah, give it a go, folks. I reckon we need more of this. More of this, especially in the modern world.
Yeah, definitely.
So what's next then? What you got coming up?
Just training for a few weeks, which will be nice. Trying to think what I've got coming up. Yeah, nothing.
Got a little race in the Vale of York.
Yeah, that'll be all right.
Yeah.
This feels like a long way off. It'll come in hand in no time.
Yes,
no doubt.
It's about a month away, isn't it?
I don't think it's even that anymore.
Yeah.
It's 3 weeks, which is can't believe we're almost in September.
Crikey, Riley.
But that'll be good fun. Yeah. Otherwise, not loads of plans. Yourself?
Coaching you lot.
I feel sorry for you already.
Yeah, me too. What's the idea of bringing it early tomorrow morning?
Well, if anyone wants to give me a house.
Oh yeah, Harvey needs somewhere to live. So if anybody would like to take him in, please leave a comment below. Yeah. House trained, tidy, clean.
Average cook. Below par company.
Loves coffee. I'm not sure this advert's working.
No, I don't think so. Everyone's clicking off.
Yeah. It's a bit like Friendly Dog eats anything, loves children.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Won't we on your carpet?
Yeah, that too.
But yeah, just lots of training with people, which is nice. Nice to be back running consistently.
And hopefully this kind of bit of sunny weather we're having, but not today, will continue.
Yeah.
And we have a few more weeks of sunshine and we get out of this
Grey,
cycle
rainy.
of rain, sun, grey, rain, sun, grey. So wouldn't it be nice to get through September and end the summer well?
Yeah, definitely. It'd be good.
That'd be good. So, hey folks, if you've got any questions, you can leave us a note down below. Please give us a like, because we like to know we're liked. Harvey does, otherwise he has a little weep.
Yeah. Harry tells me off. He's like, you're not good enough.
Yeah, you're not good enough. And mind you, we've had some customers come in saying they've watched every single episode.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Anyway, I haven't watched every single episode.
Ooh, we could leave them like a little tidbit.
Ooh, could do that.
Could do that.
Yeah. No. So yeah, so if you've got anything you would like us to discuss, even leave us a note below or drop us a line. We're open to topic ideas.
Yeah.
And it could be anything that to do with stuff that supplements your training, nutrition, psychology. I'm sure we can get somebody in to talk about all of that. There's enough people in the performance centre team, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely.
And then obviously we can take it from there. And I believe upcoming, we're still trying to get, or Colin will be coming online and giving us a talk about feet and all sorts. And if you follow him on Instagram, Andy Shelton's going to come in with some carbon shoes. Not that he's got many.
Some?
Yep, I think he's got more carbon shoes than I've got copies of Dark Side of the Moon.
I don't know.
No, he has.
No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, he has.
All the copies you've told Debs about?
I'm
or
not,
all the
no, we don't tell Deb what I got. She thinks there's two. And that's all we're talking about now. Just the two.
Just the two.
So yeah, we've got that to look forward to. I reckon Andy will be really quite interesting because he actually does test some of the shoes using heart rate and distance and seeing what the outcome is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be very interesting. So that's it for now.
See you next time.
Yep, see you folks, take care and keep on running.
Ta-ra.